the variables holding same value will point out to the same memory location. What is this concept? I will call it as memory sharing. Okay, let's take it as memory sharing. Fundamental data type. Fundamental data type. I will say that memory sharing. Okay, let me do this one. First, I will take it over here. I will take it as A is equals to maybe India. I will print A over here. You will get it all the type of A. Now I have it as separate. T is equals to USA. Okay, I will change it this one B. And then we are going to use the one more. C is equals to maybe England. Okay. This I will give it as C. Okay, now I will run it. Now we know that this occupy a separate memory where A is pointing. This occupy a separate memory where B is pointing. And this occupies separate memory where C is pointing. So all the three has a three different memory types. Let's see this one, whether we are going to run it. Now you see, India is occupying this one, like this last 4 digits. Here last 4 digits, here last 4 digits. I just wanted to show you. So different memory locations. This is shows that all of them are. And you know, as we know that they are immutable, right? They are immutable. So you can't change the value inside the same memory location. We know that, right? Just now we have seen it. I can't change the value inside the same memory location. Okay. Now let's see this. I want to change England to India. So what will happen? This is A is equals to pointing out to India. C is pointing out to India. Now B is pointing out to USA. Now what I said is the variables holding the same value point out to the same memory location. That will happen. This should have the same memory location and this should have the same memory location. Let me show you that. See this. This is having the same memory location and this is having the same memory location. Variables having the same memory location. So variables holding the same value will be pointing out to same memory. See that? Now here, next one is I will change this one also to India. Okay. Okay. See this. All of them are pointing out to same memory location. Now you may ask me a question over here. Is this so important? Yes. Why it is important? I will tell you. So first is let's talk about this one. So what is the biggest advantage of this and what is the dynamically typed? Okay, I will tell you what is the dynamically typed also to you. Okay, now in this is a very big advantage, guys. Very big advantage for you. So why it is biggest advantages? Just think. Okay, just think. We are in other programming language. In other programming language, I'm talking about. If we are in the other programming language, if we are having a variable m1 is pointing out to, I will say it as, okay, let me, so I'll put it as m1 over here. M1 is equals to, I will put it as India. M2 is equals to India. M3 to India. Okay? And M4 is equals to India. Now all the four are okay India. Now what happens is in other programming language, I'm talking about C or C++ or Java, all these things I'm talking, which are the leading and very popular programming languages. In this, what will happen is now in this, that India, okay, India will be occupying a memory over here. And one more India will be occupying another memory over here. One more memory will be allocated to India and one more memory will be allocated to India. So there will be a four different memories will be allocated to the same value India in other programming languages. Other programming languages, four different memories will be allocated. And each and every memory location will be occupying some, it will have a different address. Okay, different address, they will occupy some memory. Definitely they will be occupying some memory. Let's take it. This is occupying 5 bytes. I'm just giving it now. We will talk about these bytes later. 5 bytes. It is occupying 5 bytes. So this is occupying 5 bytes. This is occupying 5 bytes. This is occupying 5 bytes. Total how many bytes it is? 20 bytes of the memory is allocated for this 5, 4, M1, M2, M3 over here. This one is M1, you can take it as. This one is M2, you can take it as M3, M4. Okay, like this. Okay. Now the same thing, if I do it with a Python, same thing I will do it with a Python over here. Yes. Now in Python, what happens? There will be only one memory allocation will be there. Sorry, only value India will be there over here. Only one India will be there. To this one value India, all the M1, M2, M3 will be pointing. M1 will be pointing to this one. M2 will be pointing to this one. M3 will be pointing to this one. M4 will be pointing. Okay. This is what it will happen. All the four of them will be pointing out to only one memory location. All the four of them will be pointing out to only one memory. This is how many bytes it will occupy then? Only 5 bytes. See the difference? It is only 5 bytes. It is the 20 bytes. So you may say that what is the difference? Now the memory is very cheap. I'm putting down 500 rupees and I'm getting like around a lot of memory. I'm getting it like 1,000 or 5,000 rupees. I will get a 1 TB of the memory, not like olden days, right? It doesn't make any difference, right? No, it is not like that. What will happen is just imagine. Now we know the Aadhaar card. We have it an Aadhaar card in India. This is one of the identification number identification. Like in US, how we have the social security number, the same way Aadhaar. So now this Aadhaar card, we in India population is 1.3 billion people out there. 3.35 billion people out there. In this, let's take it only 1 billion people are having Aadhaar card. 1 billion people, 3 billion are not having the Aadhaar. Just take it. And what is happens is, if the one common thing they will be having in Aadhaar for this all 1 billion people is country is same. Country will be India only. For all of them, it will be India, right? So here the country will be India only. Okay? Here the country will be India only. So what happens is, this in other programming language, 1 billion people will have the country India. Now take this as taking 5 bytes. Into 1 billion you do it. How much you are going to get it? 5 billion bytes of memory will be occupied by this. 5 billion bytes of memory will be occupied in other programming languages, C, C++, or Java. But what happens in Python is the only 5 bytes will be occupied for, and all these 5 billion people will be pointing out to the same memory. Now, which one is occupying less memory? Python is occupying less memory. Obviously, 5 billion bytes and only 5 bytes. So it is like Zameen Asman Farak, like there's a lot of differences there between. And this is quite expensive and this is very cheap. First thing. Second is, now if you are going to look at this one, it is occupying so many bytes that the execution speed will be reduced. And in this case, only 5 bytes is there. The execution speed will be very, very high. Okay, very high. And because the execution speed is very high over here, then here the execution speed is very low and here the execution speed is very high. So the people would love to work on this one compared to that of this. Just like a simple example, speed makes a lot of difference. Now you are going and opening the Amazon and the Flipkart both. Now Flipkart is slow and Amazon is very fast. Now you open the Flipkart first, but it is taking like 30 seconds to open up, load it itself, 30 seconds to 1 minute. And your Amazon is opening in 2 seconds only. And by the time your Flipkart opens in Amazon, you will go to your product, you will review the product, and you will also place the order also. Whereas in the Flipkart, first you get the page, then you'll go to the another page, third page, then it will take a lot of time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes time it will take it to just select and go to the product. In this, by the time you will select the product, you will do what you do. You will go and select the product, buy the product, and you can pay the payment also. That is the difference. So if it is the application is slow, everyone gets frustrated. If the application is fast, the people will be really liking to work. Okay, so that is the difference over here. And because of this, the Python is becoming very, very popular. See, from the prospects of the expenses, like, from the client prospects, it is less memory it is offering. Whereas, and the speed is also very high from the customer prospect. Client prospect, expensive, customer prospect, speed is high. So that is what is required. That is what the Python is doing. That is the advantage of this memory sharing. Okay. Now, what is the concept of dynamically typed? I told you the dynamically typed concept is very, very important. That dynamically typed concept is a combination of these two. What is this dynamically typed means? So, during the execution time, a variable, the variable value can be, or variable data type can be changed during the execution time. During the execution time, we can change the value of a variable, or we can change the data type of a variable. Okay. During execution, or data type can be changed during execution, during the program execution. Now, if you take it these two words, what is dynamically means changeable? Change. Okay. Now, what is type stands for? Type stands refers to the data. So, dynamically is changeable. Type is data type. Changeable data type. Where to a variable. Now, this is not possible with other means. No. Other programming language, it is not possible. Now, I will tell you. See, usually when you are running a program, okay, let's do this one. This is a new form. Okay. Now, if you check it out, now the whenever you take a program, as I told you earlier also, whenever you take a program, the program will be in the two phases. One is editable, second one is executable. Okay, program will be in the two phases. One is editable, second one is executable. The program phases. First one is editable phase and second one is the executable. Now, what is the editable phase? See, editable phase is where you will write the code. Okay, where you will write the code, and whatever the code you are writing, that will be considered. That is accepted. Okay. In this phase, in the editable phase, the programmer or developer are the king over here. They have the complete control over here. In editable phase, the programmer or developer are the complete control of the program. And whatever they type, this is considered. This is whatever they type it, that they will consider. Okay. Now here the programmer or developer has complete control over the program. And whatever they type or whatever changes they are doing, that is considered. Okay. Changes or whatever changes or whatever coding is being considered. This is very important. Now, when it comes to the executable phase, okay, executable phase, here your PVM has the complete control of the program. Complete control. Now, whatever the changes are done by the programmer will not be considered. Developer code will not be considered. Okay, remember that. Try to understand this point. This is very important. The programmer or developer will have the complete control over the program, and whatever coding is done or changes in the code is done is considered. So they have to accept it. Whatever the changes we are going to do, that has to be accepted. What is executable phase? The PVM has the complete control over the program over here. Now, what is a PVM? We know that is an interpreter, and whatever changes are done by the programmer or developer to the code will not be considered in this phase. Okay, in this phase. So you should understand this. Now, during this phase, okay, during this phase, we are changing the data type. During the executable phase, where we are not having the complete control, during the executable phase, we are changing the data type, or we are changing the data type of the variable. That is called as, dynamically. Okay, now this, whatever I am writing is called as an, now I wrote it something, this is an editable phase. Okay, now what happens is, first a memory is allocated, and it is an, what is this? This is a string type, and it will give an address. Okay, now you see, I will give it as import time. Okay, here I will give it as time dot. What is this time dot sleep is? This is, I'm delaying the program, guys. So what I will do it is, first these lines will be executed, and here it will wait for 2 seconds. This is not mandatory. Okay, this is just n. Now, second, I'm changing the data type. I'm giving it as 100. 100 to which one? To A. I'll take it just C. I'll give the 100 over here. This is again, I'm going to put down this and I will do 21.08. So what is happening over here is, see, same variable, same variable. First, what is the data type here? String type. And then what is the data type over here? Integer type. What is the data type over here? Float type. Where when I'm doing it, I'm not doing manually during the execution. It is automatically done during the execution. Okay, we are changing the data type of the variable during the execution is called as dynamically typed. You see this one, one, float, int, and this is not possible guys. Same variable, okay, same variable is first it is holding the string type, second it is holding the float type, third it is holding the integer. But why it is possible? Because of the immutable. Can you see it? Because we can't change the value inside the memory. So what is this is happening? Inside this is dynamically typed is possible because of the immutable. So first India will be pointing out over here and B 100 will be, sorry, A will be pointing out to 100 and then 21.08 A will be pointing out to this. So what exactly happens is, okay, let me write it. First A will be pointing out to this. Then what happens? The A will be pointing out to this one. Then this will be gone. Okay. Now later on the A will be pointing out to this point. And in this case, this one is gone. Okay. Now, as I told you, now because there is no reference for this, so there the garbage collector will come over here and that will delete the things. So this concept is not there in the other programming language. Now I will show you also this one. Let me open up the. I don't have the Java. I'm just opening this one. Online Java editor. Here I'll give it as global. We have been using this. I'm going to go with that one. Now I will remove this and I will remove this. Now here, if you want to declare a variable, okay, first you have to give the data type. Over here I'm giving it int a is equals to, I'm giving it as int a. The same thing, whatever we did it over here in our program, I'm giving it same. Now I will display it. I will print it over here. System. Now in order to print, we will use the system.out.println. Guys, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Now the system.out.println here inside this. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now system.out.println is specially used to print the data. Now in this, what we are going to do it is, I'm going to give a variable a. Now I have to end it with the semicolon. Now I will run this one. Just see this. Hope it's not an error. So many errors are showing there. Sorry, I gave it wrong over here. How to give? I gave an integer and I'm giving a string over here. Let me give it as some value over here. Integer. Now I'm going to run it. I got the value. Now the same thing I'm going to do it, guys. Just observe this our India. Okay, India over here. India, I gave it over here, just like this. You take it as first I gave this number like that. I'm giving it over here a number. Then I will, how we changed it to the float or how we change it to the string, I will change it to a string. The A will be assigned with a string. Can you see this? What will happen? A is equals to, I will give it as India. And I want to print the same over here. Okay. Now, if I run it, now you see this, it will give me an error. Now, if you observe the error over here, can you see it? Incompatible type, string cannot be converted to the int. Now, what is this is happening is a memory is allocated for the integer. Now, we are putting over here a string inside the same memory. We are trying to put inside the same memory the integer place. We are putting a string. That is a problem over here. In our case, we are not having any restrictions like that. First, a separate memory is allocated over here, and this is allocated with a separate memory, and this is allocated with a separate memory, guys. So all these cases, there is a separate memory is being allocated. All the time, a separate memory is being allocated over here. So there is no question of any changing of the value inside the same memory, because this is the concept of immutability. Because of the immutability only, that your dynamically typed is possible. Okay, because of the immutability only, the dynamically typed is possible, and because of the immutability only, the memory sharing is possible. How? Why I'm saying is, why it is saying that all the time the memory sharing is possible means, you see this here, this case, we will take it this case. Okay. Now here, India is now in the other programming languages. See, M1 is India, M1, M2, M3, all the 3 different memories is being allocated, 4 different memories is allocated. In this case, all of them are pointing out to same memory location. Okay. Suppose if this is not immutable, it is mutable, changeable. Then if I want to change it, this one to USA, then what happens? This value will get changed to USA. Now, what about the other 3 cases? Other 3 cases are still pointing out to India. So it will be a problem, right? Other 3 cases are pointing out to India. So what the Python people did it is, no, you can't change it because we other people are sharing the same memory location. There is a concept of sharing of same memory location. They made it as immutable. Now, if someone want to change it to USA over here, then a separate memory will be allocated for the USA over here, and that particular variable will be pointing out to this one. Okay, this is a very, very important point. The memory sharing and immutable. Now, this shows that the level of the sharing what the Python has. Now, this strings, especially with the strings, once we enter into the strings, tomorrow we will start with our regular databases. Mostly we will jump into the strings tomorrow. And once we are in the strings, you will see that the flexibility what we have with the strings memory sharing. I will explain you. That is a deeper level of memory sharing what we are going to discuss over there. Okay, guys. So this is how, because of the immutability only, your dynamically typed is possible, and because of the immutability only, your memory sharing is possible. Okay, and because of this memory sharing, the Python occupies very less memory compared to the other programming language, and it will be really very execution speed will be very fast compared to that of other programming language. That is a major difference over here. Okay, guys. Chalo, then I will stop it over here, and we will meet, tomorrow, continuing with the things. Any questions, guys? Any questions?
No, Arjun, we are very good.
Okay, thanks. So now that's fine. Thank you very much, and good night, Sujit. And we will meet tomorrow, guys. Okay, and in where I'm putting on the notes and where I'm sharing it, right? I will start putting the assignments also on the regular basis, so you can go through that assignments and you can share me if you have time, and you can call. You can, if you have anything which you wanted me to solve that assignment, just let me know at the starting of the class. I will do it. Now we are in an entry level. Once we start with the data types, I will put the assignments over there at the notes place. Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.